What's poppin', Tub Nation? Welcome back to Tub Takes. This is a video podcast where we go over what's been making waves in the VGC scene. Today, I am joined by quite a few guests, including my co-host Adi up top there. How you doing?
Hello, everyone. I am not supposed to be here. Arsal said he would not come on Top Takes unless I was here. And so here I am. Hello.
We'll still get your first Champions Regionals takes because I think you said you had a couple that you were like, "Oh man, if I'm not on, I'm not gonna get to say these." So now we'll get them out. We'll get them out. Um, but yeah, we Tub did too well, so we had too many people to get on this one, and so it's just very very exciting. And so I guess we'll start with the most exciting. We have your champion, your first ever regional champions champion. Arsal, how you doing?
I'm good, Alex. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited to um talk about what it's like to I don't know get your first regional win after no offense to you, but you haven't come too close before, and then just out of nowhere winning the first champions event. That's like kind of awesome, like that's gotta be a great time to do it.
I've come close to cutting. I've had a couple of winning ins before, and throughout the years I've just gone to very limited tournaments, so I kind of limited myself. But
Right.
that's no excuse when you right.
He was just
But
saving himself for the big one.
just saving myself while if you took a picture of me from 2014 and now, I should have pulled one up. But you see, it's a guy with a lot more hair and no grays, anything. But the reason I wanted to, and I'm glad it's happening now rather than back then, is the only reason to win a big tournament now is so you can come on Tub Takes and talk about it.
You're
That's
right.
the dream. The dream isn't the regional. It's I've spent Alex and Audie. I can't tell you how many times I've stared up at the ceiling at night after watching an episode of Tub Takes and you guys talking to the winner, and then I was like, man, I wish that could be me. I wish that could be me.
That's gonna be me
That's the only
someday.
reason.
Oh,
Or
come
just doing
on.
well. I honestly not even winning, just getting to the bare minimum to be invited.
Yeah, I mean this definitely fulfills that. Of course, we're so excited to have you on and
Thank
to
you.
get to talk more about. I mean, obviously you're running your team and stuff like that, and also just like champions in general. Want to hear your takes on. I mean, a lot of different stuff today. We got some fun stuff, topics wise as well. There was some other news that got dropped today, so luckily lucked out on doing a Wednesday episode. And yeah, other than that, I guess the other two guests are decent. You've seen them before. We've got ESM up top there. Well, sorry, the upper middle in here. Michael running his freaky teams per usual, finishing in top four. How you doing?
Pretty good. Glad to have not bubbled tub takes like I have in the past couple events. So happy to be here. Top four, can't be happier, much happier than that. So yeah, happy to be back.
I gotta say, Michael, I think I like we were both of us, I think, like starting to get a little bit nervous about our Worlds Invite situations, and I remember you outlining your like plan to get to Worlds is you're like, yeah, if I just go to Indy and get like top 8, it means that my Nats finish is a lot more reasonable. And I was just kind of like, I mean, you've won it before, and so like I want to believe in you the best I can, but I was like, you can't just walk up to a regional and get top 8. So I was like, this is going to be a hard get, and then you cleared it. You cleared it. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's just a skill issue on your part, Alex. Like,
So true. Plan on it.
Yeah.
Plan on it and exceed it.
I mean, honestly, the top four didn't really help me at all. Like it's the same as a top 8, but yeah, top 8
$1,000.
was,
I mean, that's not bad.
yeah, $1,000. I guess that's not nothing, but
Right.
in terms of my World's invite, like yeah, top 8 was something I wanted to at least have something this season to finish in the money. Last season I didn't finish in the money at all, so glad to have at least been able to do that.
The people in the comments are saying you should have just planned on top 4 at NAIC. That was the better way to. If we're making plans here.
My bad.
Also, real quick, in case I forget to mention it, but yes, your camera's doing like the out of focus thing.
He's currently in a blizzard, which might be correlated to his username or his choice of mega. Like, there's options here.
That's true. Nick, you're actually the last guest I'm introducing here, and you also made it to top 4. at this regional using Palafin, which is fun. And so, of
Yep.
course, congrats to you, and we're happy to have you on.
Thank you. Michael was glad he didn't bubble Tub Takes, and I'm glad I didn't bubble the regional itself. I snuck in there at 16th and then made
True.
it count.
That's true. That's true. I forgot that you were literally the 16th, because this one, I guess I might have forgotten to bring it up that we did not all the X and 2s made it. Not all the X and 2s made it, which is super annoying, super unfortunate when it happens. But you know, like it just gets awkward when the numbers start to get bigger and bigger. So I mean, it's awesome that the game is growing. So that part is at least sick. Now,
Caffeine Boost say you can't just walk up to NAIC in top 8. Says the guy whose first event was walking up to Nats and getting top 8.
oh wait, are they talking about me? No, not me. Somebody else.
Is that not? Who are they talking about?
Well, I guess no. At Nats was not my first event, but like it was like my second. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah,
Alex also did walk up to this tournament in top 8.
Yeah, I guess I got top 8 this one. We'll talk about that eventually. We'll get around to it. It's okay. They can see it on screen.
You didn't have anyone to introduce you. I got you.
That's true. That's true. Thank you. And I actually, while we're on the topic of that, I can talk about how all 3 of these motherfuckers that aren't Audi pissed me off because we had the perfect bracket in top 8 where none of us were playing. We're all members of Tub Nation, and none of us are playing, and it's a beautiful thing. None of us have to eliminate each other on the way to top 4. And then they all won on their way to top 4, and I didn't, so now I'm just, like, left behind. Like, top 8 in the first, Champions Tournament, very happy about that. Very solid finish, but they just had to one-up me. Nobody else couldn't have, like, slipped up a little bit with me? Like,
My fault, man. Sorry.
You have the most regional wins, right? Though you're like 3 times regional champion.
Yeah. It's whatever. Nobody's counting. Yes, and somebody did mention, didn't Nick say Floette was never winning a regional? He was taken slightly out of context with this one, Nick.
Okay, hold on. Adi misquoted me for clickbait. It's not my fault. It is Adi's fault. I said I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't win a tournament. He said double negatives are cringe and just said that guy sucks. He will never graduate from college. He is unviable. He has no place in the world. And he put those words in my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, but you did say it was overrated, and then immediately run Protect the Floette at the regional. So
that is how that went down. It is true.
Yeah, the meta manipulation
was not
is strong.
Meta manip. It's just where I ended up on heading into the first tournament.
Yeah, of course. And like that's the thing is no one's takes day 1 of the format were any good, right? Like we all were still figuring it out, and we're we don't want to be boring and not give our opinions, but our opinions change. And if you aren't willing to change your opinions and work through what's actually good and what's not, and figure out what the best team is, then what are you doing, right? So over the course of a month and a half, we did figure out that actually Floette might be kind of good.
So that was also something we knew on the first day. I thought it was going to regress, and it just lined up better and better into the meta as it got closer. So, whiffed. My fault.
So I should mention really quick. Let's
it
go
was
ahead
a genuine
and
take at the time. It was not actually meta manip.
No, everything I say on this is meta manip, by the way. So you take that as you will, but everything I say is to make you feel a certain way so that I can win the tournament that I'm going to. So don't,
Right. And so on that note, Alex, how do you feel about Mega Raichu, right? What's your meta manip there?
So true, dude. People are already putting out so many takes about those guys. We'll be getting into those in just a second, but let's finish this intro because I actually haven't. It's been a long one. So with that said, this is going to be on Adi's YouTube channel tomorrow. !YT in the chat, CK49 over on YouTube. And I've already been seeing plenty of people participating in the Twitch chat. Thank you so much. We're going to be reading the comments as we go along. In fact, there's actually one addressed at me that says, Alex, I stole your team. How do I beat this? I'm not going to answer that right now. I'm sorry, but it's just like we don't have time for that. if you want to book a coaching session, I'll do it. But otherwise, yeah, we got too many cool guests to talk to about their teams and stuff like that. So maybe hit me up tomorrow. True! ! Coaching. Anyways, yeah, if there's any other questions that I missed as well, feel free to repeat them because sometimes I don't always catch everything in the chat. With that said, though, the first subject, we're going to get into talking about Indy. We're going to be previewing Japan and Turin as well. But we got some news dropped today, and that is mobile's release date along with the Mega Raichu X and Y. They announced their abilities officially. So I guess let's first talk about mobile, because that's I honestly, I mean, I'm way more important or way more excited about that news than I am about what the next two megas that are coming to Champions might be. But yeah, they mentioned that it's coming out June 17th, which is actually just the Wednesday after NAIC, way sooner than I was anticipating, genuinely, especially with the fact that we haven't heard anything up until this point. And so I guess we've talked about mobile a decent amount and the lead up to this, just knowing that, the game was eventually going to come out on the phone. And this might be a repeated question for some of you guys if we've had you on talking about champions and stuff. But I'll start with you here, Arsal. For mobile, would you play a tournament on mobile or no?
I would probably not because
Thinking no?
I think no. I think I posted like a take on in Tub today. I was like, "There's no way that we're gonna be playing like tournaments with the mobile." And people were like, "Yes, that's already a thing. Like, what are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh," because I was like, I don't know how they exactly do it, but I don't know. I'm just not a. I just didn't like. I don't play. I can't play mobile games. Can't do anything on mobile. My thumbs are too big, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Like, is there a controller I can use? I don't know. Maybe then, but I mean, I have the Switch, but I don't know. I feel like it'd be kind of weird if somebody had a mobile phone and then a Switch too, but then people are like, no, I think we're super excited to have mobile, and so I kind of like took my opinion back. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good overall. Like maybe now I will like when I'm like somewhere else. Now I think it's more accessible. That's a good thing. So I think it's a
Right.
good thing overall. Generally very positive. But I don't know how used to I would be. So where I played at a tournament, maybe like casually for sure. I'd have to experience it first.
So we have two questions in the chat. Nadi, I'm going to throw them over to you to see if you have any insight that are basically related. Cruz asks, "Do y'all think mobile will be in tournament play?" And Jimmy says, "Do you think it'll be legal for Worlds?"
Sure. I do think it will be legal in tournament play. I do not think it will be legal for Worlds. I think that for Worlds, everyone who's qualified for Worlds owns Nintendo Switch. It's a prerequisite for qualifying for Worlds this year, so that's not an issue. And I think that they don't want to risk the biggest tournament of the year, on something that is untested. I hope that they're going to spend some time actually testing out mobile and making sure that this tournament environment works. Maybe testing it in the locals that we're going to have, the midseason celebrations, seeing if it works there, and then maybe ideally we get it for the first regionals in the fall of next year. That's when we can start using mobile. But I think that it'd be really silly to not have mobile in tournament play when that is what's going to really cause an even bigger influx of players. That accessibility factor. There's a whole lot of people out there. I've been talking to a few content creators like Freezeye about like what percentage of your viewer base actually owns a Nintendo Switch. And I think before one of my videos that I made, he was like, it's like 10%, right? That's 90% of the people who watch competitive Pokemon videos don't own a Nintendo Switch. That's a crazy number, right? And so all those people are going to try out Pokemon Champions, and they're going to be playing on mobile. So I think that, yeah, we're going to see way bigger tournaments on mobile. I really hope they release mobile as soon as possible or allow for mobile in tournament play. But there's no reason to risk the sanctity of the World Championships on an untested release.
Right. Right. Michael, what are your mobile thoughts? Would you play a tournament and any other takes?
Tournament probably not. I mean, I would have to try it first, I guess, before I would determine. But I have a Switch, so I don't really see that much of a reason to do it. But I do have a lot of friends who are interested in playing Champions, but don't have a Switch and don't want to invest in a Switch just to play Champions. Like it's a free game and whatever, and know that mobile's on the horizon, and so they're excited about getting into it with the release of mobile. So I think it's going to be hopefully like a smooth launch and everything, but I think it's going to be a great jumping off point for like a lot of people who have been interested in competitive Pokemon, especially with the new games. And I know a lot of more people are getting interested in it, not only because of the new games, but also there's been like a bunch of content creators that have been jumping into the game as well. So I know that there's like a lot of people interested, and so hopefully it'll give a good opportunity for a lot of people to try the game.
100%. 100%. Nick, what are your thoughts?
So, there's like a couple of there's a couple of like big points that I want to hit. Um, it's unsure, like we're unsure if they're going to provide phones for people, or if they are going to like allow you to bring your own phone. If they do allow phones at regionals, which I do think they should do, just there's like problems with either one of those. Um,
Right.
if they are providing phones, it's not actually so much of an issue. I mean, the like money put down by Pokemon is, it would be substantial, but I mean, they have money. If they want to spend it on that, they can. It would just probably get rolled into the registration fees, and so owners would probably have to pay more, and
Mm-hmm.
like they wouldn't have enough phones for everybody in the tournament, because there's going to be some Switch players. But what if they don't have enough? So it's just there's some logistical hurdles with that. If they
Mm-hmm.
allow you to use your own phone, then there's certainly going to be ways that you can cheat on a smartphone that aren't available on a Nintendo Switch, and you can't really police people as well, because like you can just have apps running in the background, and you can't reasonably like hack check on every brand of smartphone, and so that one, like the type of cheating you can do, you could just have like you could have calcs come up, either just important like the low level is important calcs, get just like cycled through in your notifications, and you get buzzed uh, either by a friend watching, or just have them rolling. Uh, there's probably more sophisticated AI programs that could read the battle screen and generate calcs based on the game state. I don't think that's too complex. Like they just have to they have to read the Pokemon in the battle, and then just plug it into the damage calc, which I don't think that's too difficult to vibe code, or like actual code. I don't know. That's 2026. Like there, there's like some serious potential if you let people actually roll up with their own phones to cheat, and so I'm worried about that kind of stuff. Um, so I'm curious to see what they do, because it offers like obviously a huge avenue for growth, but there's a bunch of pitfalls.
Yeah, definitely a
Like
little
So-
that's just
dangerous.
stuff I've come up with in the 5 minutes of this discussion about like ways you can cheat. There's probably a lot more sophisticated things you could do too.
You know, when I was in Los Angeles, Freezeye was showing me the mobile phone that he is sponsored by, that I'm not going to name unless they sponsor us, but I am open. You know, that's maybe the one way that I would use a mobile phone in tournament is if they were willing to, a gaming phone was willing to sponsor the channel. But he was showing off how it has an AI anime girl gaming assistant. I posted it in text for voice if you want to see the screenshot.
No, dude. Do I want to see this?
And so, you know what? If I can have my AI anime girl assistant pulling up damage calcs while I'm playing the game, I will in fact use my mobile phone in tournament. That is, I think, maybe
Oh
the
my
one
god,
reason for me
dude.
to
Chill,
use a mobile
I will use
chill.
it too. I changed
Bro
my
is just
mind.
admitting to cheating on stream, by the way.
No, he's admitting to wanting to cheat, dude. Like, what the heck? What the heck, dude? This guy's insane. Get him out of here.
Aspiration.
Listen, I'm not going to pull up a damage calc, but if my AI girlfriend
My
tells me
AI
the damage
girlfriend.
calcs while I'm playing, I will in fact use it.
I think they should just provide phones like they do for Go, and I think the easy way to circumvent like like the upfront costs and stuff is like you can just sign up. Like when you sign up for the regional, you have to check box like whether you're going to be doing it with
Yeah,
your
sure.
Switch or your phone, and then if you do it with your phone, just pay an extra like $10, let's say, and then they'll provide it or something. Something
And like
along
limited
those
phone
lines.
slots type thing as well. You know,
Right,
like they're like,
right, yeah.
first 500 people that sign up for the phone slot can get it. Otherwise, tough luck.
Yeah,
Bring your
something
Switch.
like that.
Bring
They
your
give you an
Switch.
Android phone?
What's that, Arsal?
They give you an Android phone and Go, or what?
I don't know.
I don't
what
know.
it is.
I actually don't know if anybody here knows the answer. What kind of phone they give you?
I'm not using
They
that.
do provide
iPhone
that.
user.
They do. Right, right.
I think it's a third brand, but I'm not at all sure. I've
Um,
walked by the phones that they have on dock, and I don't know if it was an Android or an iPhone. I think that they have a secret third option, but almost
I,
entirely for monetary reasons, presumably.
I
But
think Mr. Darth Bean's comment here is like it's almost the perfect bet. I love it. It's AI calcs to beat a tournament to listening to that on your headset. Like I don't, it's almost there, but like I love it. I love the idea. I love the idea. Anyways, I guess I didn't answer many of my thoughts on mobile. I don't have any hot takes though on mobile, except that yeah, very excited for the accessibility. The main thing that I've been waiting for mobile is that I love the daily draft. I love the daily recruit. I'm addicted to gacha. Even though I don't do any other gacha games, I'm having so much fun with my Pokemon Champions gacha, and I just need that to be on mobile so they can give me a push notification of when it's available, so I can do my draft and then put the game back down. Although, and then also do my daily battle, because if my daily battle is on the phone, that would also be easier and more convenient. So, I will definitely be practicing on mobile. I love that I can just play games on the bus and whatever as they advertised. Hopefully, that all goes well. But yeah, as for tournament play, probably still a Switch, just because I'm so used to it at this point. And honestly, just with a bigger screen, like I just why if I can have a bigger screen, it just sounds nicer. So, okay. Any other? If you have any other mobile takes, do let me know. But otherwise, I'm gonna keep us moving along here, talking about the Raichus as well. So, we got the abilities for these, and let's see, does it show? Oh, it opened up. I guess they're just pictures, but I'll just say them out loud. So, Raichu X, the physical attacking one, got Electric Surge, which is what people had long suspected based on trailer footage that kind of showed it setting up electric terrain. They kind of like spilled the beans on that one. I don't think we knew anything about Raichu Y. However, Raichu Y gets No Guard. And that one is a bit more especially offensively oriented. And so yeah, I guess it definitely seems fun. I guess I'll highlight the main things that people are talking about with these two guys really quick. Is that Raichu Y, very physically frail, I think is what people are talking about as well. Like it's got like very poor bulk stats, but with No Guard, it does have Zap Cannon and Focus Blast, which are pretty cool moves to have on a No Guard Pokemon. And then for the X one, everyone's talking about how it does have slightly better bulk stats than the other one, and it is a little bit slower. Is that both of them get Rising Voltage, and Rising Voltage in electric terrain does do more damage despite it having a weaker special attack stat. Just because Rising Voltage in electric terrain is quite strong.
Okay, but Rising Voltage doesn't kill Charizard.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh, that's
It
true. I
doesn't.
forgot that the tricky part of that one is it's boosted based on if they are grounded or not, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it's
That's
also
true.
boosted if you're grounded because of the terrain boost, but yeah.
Right. My Zapdos using Rising Voltage against the Charizard just being so sad. Like, what's happening here? Why isn't it killing them?
Okay, but what if you click Gravity?
Oh, Gravity. Okay, Gravity Rising Voltage.
Mhm.
That's the strat.
Mhm.
We don't need Gravity. We
Yeah.
have No Guard.
Well, you see, I can use gravity with my my Alolan Raichu, which gets the speed boost, right? And it's a psychic type, and then click it with my that way I can ground it. There we go.
Audie, we're not undoing Species Clause. I know that all you ever want to talk about is undoing Species Clause, but they are not going to let you do that.
I'm working on the video right now. Don't worry, it's coming out. It's finally happening.
He won't shut up about this. He's so convinced that this will save VGC. This is the one thing holding us back. Anyways, somebody in the chat says, you know what this means? Terrain setters are coming back. Welcome, or getting added. Welcome back, Rillaboom. I don't know if it means that. It doesn't necessarily imply that at all, does it? Like,
I do think there is a chance that we get it back though, because it does seem like the way that they've added mons in and out of the game has seemed very intentional, and the fact that we have no terrain setters right now, and we are getting one back in the next format, I do think makes me think that
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with Michael.
there is a good chance
I can
because we have all the weather setters right now. So if we're getting
Right.
a terrain setter, it does feel kind of likely that we might get Rillaboom Indy and Wheezing
All the
Galler
weather
in the next
setters?
format.
Isn't there somebody you forgot to ask?
Oh,
Nick,
sorry,
where is
we don't
he?
have Gigalith.
Where's
Where's my
Gigalith?
boy?
Where's
Where's my boy?
The
Well,
Floette
this is just
Rillaboom with
they
Flower
needed
Veil.
to make sure Charizard was good.
True.
Please understand, guys. Charizard had
What were you
like
saying, Arsal?
didn't have a 4x weakness. Like I don't know if he would have been able to hang.
I was just gonna
I
say,
mean, I
if you
guess
get
you can
Rillaboom,
just
we get
you
Floette.
can Mega and Solar Beam it on the Switch
Oh,
one
wait.
though. That's a pretty
What
hard to
were
pull off. But
Sorry, Arsal.
I
What
was
did
saying
you
you
say?
get Flower Veil. You get Flower Veil Floette with your Rillaboom. You're not getting intimidated by the Incineroar
Oh,
anymore.
no. And say, I don't want this. I don't
Okay.
want this. Stop. Make it stop.
Make that come online.
All right. So, all right. Yeah, I guess then I don't know. I mean, I
we
think
haven't
that
really talked about how good they are.
that's what
So
I was
why
going
not
to
do
say.
that?
Do they seem crazy strong? Michael, what are your thoughts? Do you think that they'll be good either?
I think I'm okay. I know the Twitter discourse right now is all about like how blah blah like casual players think Y is crazy and competitive players think X is gonna be good or whatever. Now I think Y is actually crazy. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's having a really high special attack stat means that investing in special attack is actually kind of not that high value. So it's fine for it to just like take like be like modest zero special attack kind of deal and invest fully in bulk, kind of similar to like Fluttermane. And if you do that, it just has a base 130 speed, guaranteed para move, and it just seems like it's really hard to counter. Like you either just need to be a ground or electric type so that you don't get parried, or like I mean even resisted attacks is just going to be kind of like even if you're a grass type, it doesn't really matter that much. Like eating the pear is like such a big issue, and if you are able to make it bulky enough to actually like have multiple.
Oh, I think he froze.
He's gone. He got
He's
frozen.
gone.
Yeah, he got
Wow.
paralyzed by the Zap Cannon.
Oh,
No.
the
Arsal.
big right shut him down.
What do you think, Arsal?
Yes.
You gonna be using Raichu for Worlds?
I don't think it's gonna be that. I mean, I understand his point about the like, comparing it to Michael's comparing it to Fluttermane. I kind of understand that point about where you can invest into bulk, but then you're having to take up your mega slot to do all this, and it's a frail Pokemon. Like it's cool. Like, oh yeah, you get the 100% para. Para's nerfed as well. In terms
Yep.
of the paralysis chance. So I think just because they're new today, where they just came out and released, so people are overhyping them. And then the one, like if it was the other way around, like the Y one got electric terrain with the special attack stat that it has, and I think that might be more beneficial for it.
Mm-hmm.
But like the ability is cool, electric surge, and but I just feel like the speed stat 110, it being a physical attacker is gonna hinder the X one. And so I
Right.
don't think they're going to be super, especially because you have to mega. You have to dedicate your mega. So I feel like they're just not. I could be wrong, but my hot take is like good
Mm-hmm.
as far as meta, like standard. Presumably, we're going to get
Yeah.
other megas too, right? By this time.
Surely,
Oh.
I think so.
Probably.
It'd be they would it'd be a little too slow for them to release all of the ZA megas if they didn't release at least 5 or 6 of them, probably a few more than that, and release them in 2 or 3 batches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these
Now,
guys
Yeah,
just
just
might be
my-
the promotional ones. Adi, go ahead.
My meta manip, because I'm a Meganium stan, is that I think Raichu is going to be really good because Meganium counters it. That's my hot take.
Adi,
Mhm,
I actually was in a coaching session earlier, just poking around on the Report Room website. And I was like, what was the worst phase 2 conversion Pokemon?
Oh no!
That's tough.
There's no Meganium in day 2. There's not a single Meganium in day 2.
Not a single one.
Yeah.
That's tough.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I should have brought
was
it. I would have been the one.
It was a pretty big day 2. 145 players. Meganium.
That's tough.
Even that 21
yeah.
people brought it is crazy.
Only 21 does feel a little low. Because it was like a big tournament. But It's
Yeah.
kind of accurate. It's not. It's not holding
It's not
up.
very good.
Yeah, unfortunate. Okay. Yeah. So these
Uh,
guys. Oh, Nick. Yeah. Did you have something? Go ahead.
I was gonna comment on the stats. It's a little crazy that the 3 worst Pokemon by that metric are all grass types, but
Right.
Canadian
Yeah.
Sarina and Yaskarada are all down bad, but we'll get to that later.
Right.
Now,
So
what I will say about the
Yeah.
Raichus is that if you look at the megas that are currently doing well in this format, none of them are like individual contributors. They all support their team in some way. Be it Charizard setting up Sun, Fossil setting up Snow, Aerodactyl setting up Tailwind, Scovillain has the ability to Rage Powder, right? Like they're not just doing their own
Stereo
thing.
is really good for the rest of my team.
Yeah, or it's like a single, like you have a strong spread move and you set up and it's a win condition. The only real exception is Dragonite, which is really like a mega on a rain team primarily, or it's like an anti-meta pick, and it also has Tailwind if it needs to run it. I'm just very skeptical that at the current power level, unless your mega is there aren't enough other powerful Pokemon where your mega kind of feels like it has to support your team. And Raichu Y doesn't really do that. Maybe Zap Cannon does. So maybe Spread
No,
of
Zap
Cortezes
Cannon
does.
definitely is supporting your
That
team.
Cannon is huge support, yes.
You think it is? Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's a take. I don't know.
Clicking
I'm
Thunder Wave
skeptical.
attached to a
Nuzzle.
120 base power move is good.
It's 120
Yeah,
base
it's
power
100 base power
Nuzzle.
Nuzzle.
Or what is it? 120 or 100?
100. Oh, it's
120.
120.
I did look this up earlier
yeah,
today
no,
because
okay,
I
yeah,
thought it
that
was
makes
100 too.
No, it was
Um,
100 initially in Gen 2, and somewhere along the line, I think pretty recently it got buffed to 120. I do remember this now.
That is strong. That is strong. Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of messed up.
it gives me I think I don't remember who brought it up, but I think that I'm gonna say that Raichu Y seems more powerful, but it's giving me Scovillain vibes, where like like Scovillain was something that we kind of misunderstood its strength going in, and right now it's not like it's destroying every tournament that we're playing, but it was way more effective than we thought, and I think that this could also be quite strong. Just every single attack being a kill or a para, like that's crazy. Um, that's nuts. Um, okay, let's talk about some of these indie teams then. I think.
I just wanted to be on the record as being a Raichu Y fan for all the reasons that ESM said.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think both are going to be at least cool to try, 100%. But yeah, maybe they won't be. I'm also siding with Audi a little bit in that they probably won't be. And I think Arsal said the same too. Like I don't think they're going to like take the meta by storm or anything. No pun
Was it the
intended.
Gigantamax Pikachu that gave 100% para as well?
I think yeah.
Spark Surfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not
also the
predicting
Z move. Yeah, the Z moves.
But I'd be fine saying that Raichu Y will be a top 10 mega. I can go
Yeah,
that far.
I think it's gonna be a top used mega as well. I think X is like whatever. I think X
Okay.
will be better down the road when we get more Pokemon in the game and you can actually take advantage of Electric Surge more.
So my
with, like,
issue with that is
Paradox,
that
yeah.
you have to have it live. You have to have it on the board in order to get your terrain active. You can't have it in the back and then switch and trade later. Like you can volt switch it and that's fine. Not terrible, but it's also not great because it's a physical attacker primarily. It's just like I don't know. The stat spread doesn't do anything for me.
You guys are gonna
Yeah, I can
change your
believe it's worse
tune.
than Coco.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll
I can
change my
believe it's
tune
worse
when
than Coco.
as soon as they say Iron Hands is dropping in the B patch, just like it did in Scarlet and Violet.
See, that's what I
We
was
get
gonna
that
say. That was what my joke was gonna be, Nick. Is that you guys are gonna change your tune when they release the Paradox Pokemons in a month, like for no reason. They're back.
Yeah, they did it at that exact time as Scarlet and Violet. So who knows if they're back? They're back, and
my
it's
God, dude.
Raichu X's world, and we're living in it.
I could use a month off of Fluttermane, dude. I could use at least like more than like 1 month off. Okay.
No, but we are getting Rillaboom
Yeah,
back, and you are going to get to play with Incineroar set up once again. Don't worry.
No, dude.
And and don't worry. In order to get you to use Raichu, we're also bringing back Amoonguss.
Rillaboom is a restricted Pokemon when they add it back. You can only get one of Incineroar, okay? Please. Okay. let's talk about some of the champion stuff. And so I think I'm gonna wait a second on diving into the results and talk about the experience stuff first before then we talk about all of these different teams. So there's a couple of different notes I had here for topics of this being the first champions regional for TPCI regions, of course. So, we've already had some majors online and stuff like that, and in other regions. But with that said, I guess let's first talk about Open Nature. So we played Open Nature, and this was the first for us as well. And so I guess we all had our takes when it was announced, going into it, leading up to the tournament, and so sorry, stat alignment. Yeah, we'll call it stat alignment. I've heard a number of people say stat alignment. It's so annoying to say, but you're right. So with that said, I want to hear your thoughts first, Arsal. What are your thoughts on playing with open stat alignment now that we've done it?
I'm actually very for it on the stat alignment. I think obviously everyone here is very experienced, and so I don't think it was really an issue for anyone to adjust to it right away, even though it was so soon before the tournament they announced it. Um, but I know that the story case is that it might take away from some expression in team building, but I think the general net positive is that if you're a good player, that it makes your thought process a little bit easier when you want to make choices about stay. I mean, it directly affected me so many times in the tournament. I mean, in the final. I don't know if I should talk about now or later, but
You
since
can
we're
mention
talking
this
about
one
now,
now by example. That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
okay. Just this one. I mean, I know a very crucial moment of the game was whether or not I stay in with Charizard while he has a +1 Talonflame, Sharp Beak boosted, Brave Bird, and I saw it was Jolly Nature, and Talonflame's not known for a very high attack stat. Its base attack stat is just 81. And I know that, I knew my defense investment and HP investment on my Charizard. I knew I'd taken a little bit of Sand Chip, but that directly impacted whether or not I wanted to stay in. It was Jolly Nature. If it was Adamant, I was going to play different. If it was Adamant, I was going to play different. If it was Jolly, I just innately felt like I didn't know it was going to be like 1 HP. My Charizard is super dramatic. He must have put on a show or something like that. But I didn't know it was going to be like that. Even I was surprised. But that directly impacted. So it does change your decision making. Whether or not, and I'm for it. I'm for more, when they take away one avenue of like skill expression, like, oh, they don't know what kind of nature I'm in. Like if I wanted to be like a bold flutter, bold floette or something like that. But it opens up other avenues, like because you can still be jolly but not max speed, or timid but not max speed. It opens up other things. But as far as decision making, I just like as much information as possible. If my opponent knows the same thing I know, then I'm okay sharing it too. So I feel like it was a positive for me.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I was talking with Wolf before the match, and he was saying that he thought it was a stronger change for top players, as much as it might seem like it's a more of a accessibility increase. For inexperienced players, if they're like, oh, I don't know what nature Rotom Wash usually runs, and then they get the answer now on the team sheet. He was saying that it might help shrink the gap between like the lower and the mid, but then he thinks between the mid and the upper it widens it because you just have more information available to you. It's going to make you able to make much better informed decisions. And I agree with that. Go ahead, Arsel.
And also, like, I was running Timid Venusaur with Earth Power, so if I ran into a Glimora, and I ran into 2 Glimoras in the tournament, and they were in Modest Sash, so I know that I'm faster than them. Rather than if they
Yeah.
were Timid Sash, they would be faster than me. So that makes a big difference in a lot of decisions.
Yep.
Yeah, it changes how you can play certain Pokemon. I mean, just like specifically like your Venusaur example is a great one here, and I mean a bunch of other Pokemon probably benefit from knowing exactly what nature the opponents are running. And I think I want to hear your thoughts now next, Nick, because you had some thoughts on like this regarding like Sneasler specifically. I think as well as others. So, what are your thoughts on open nature and my question in general? I guess.
Yeah, I strongly agree with Wolf's point that it widens the gap between the good and the elite players, and I said so. As I said as much on my team report that went up earlier today as well. Like the best players are going to most effectively leverage any piece of information they can, and knowing the stat alignment of your opponent's Pokemon is so impactful to what your game plans can be. So like versus a couple of my opponents, it was Lorcy and um Atmosphere, Nathaniel Sittler. They had Adamant Sneaslers, and I was just able to bully their Sneaslers with my Jolly Sneasler because they just lost the Fake Out War. They didn't have a speed tie they can go for, so it's just pretty devastating to be the slower Sneasler. There's some cool calcs that you get with Adamant, but it just inherently breaks your board if your opponent knows that they're slower
Yeah,
or
and I
knows
think
they're
we were
faster.
talking about how it's just such a like if you are Jolly versus Jolly, you're never gonna take the gamble that faking them out. The highs are high, but the lows are really low. But if they're Adamant and you're Jolly, then it's just a lot of upside, just a ton of upside. Uh,
Yep.
okay, Michael, what about your thoughts on open nature stuff?
Yeah, I really don't like open nature, to be honest. I think it gives like way too much information, and like I wasn't certain about how I felt about it before, but I just think that like there's very little that you can hide, and uh with like the open nature, open team sheet, everything, you basically have the opponent's pace in front of you. Like there are some micro decisions that you can make that will impact like the different spreads and stuff, but on the whole, it gives you like way too much information, and in some ways that like I agree. It does benefit top players. Like I think I probably took advantage of it better than my opponent in the vast majority of the rounds that I played, but I just don't like it from a team building aspect because it just gives even less avenues for you to be able to have like kind of that like it is a little bit of cheese, but like basically hidden information that you can utilize. And to me, I feel like that is a lot of the fun in Pokemon, and I think they're like slowly kind of stripping a lot of it away. And like I don't mind OTS as a whole because I think that level of uncertainty is like a little bit too much for me. But I think the level of certainty that you get from open nature is like a little bit too much, especially when you go into like phase two, like day two, and you have the opponent's sheet in front of you before every match. You're able to even run some simple calcs, and the
It's true.
certainty of how far you can get in a battle without even having played a single game is like too much to me that like you would normally have to change your like lines based on like do some scouting and like change your lines based on like what your opponent's spreads are. But like with open nature, like because there's so much information available, you have to like or you're able to make game plans that are like deeper into like the set than you were before. And like to some degree I do feel that like there you could even be I think we had discussions previously about like bluffing stats before, and I think I'm even more to the side that you may need to bluff stats like plus speed stats more so to be able to like even hang in a lot of these situations.
hmm I'm agreeing with almost all your points, and it does, yeah, kind of make me wonder if open nature is going to just start funneling everything to the top speed wise. Like if everything that
Mhm.
wants to be fast, does it have to be max speed because your opponent can just instead of gambling by being a little bit slower, they can just be max speed, play with so much certainty, and yeah, just operate on that. No, I'm agreeing with you for the most part. I don't love it, but yeah, like you said, we're also definitely able to take advantage of it as experienced players. Audie, what are your thoughts?
Honestly, no strong feelings. I think once we got rid of closed team sheet, it's all kind of the same.
Right, right.
There are niche interactions, but like it's Pokemon. It's open team sheet. At this point, we were talking about people cheating by putting damage calculator on their phone, but at this point, why not just reveal EV spreads and let you calc during the battle?
Make it like a
Um,
showdown with calc decks or whatever. The calcs are on the side. We just know how much. Like, just have it like display under the move. This is gonna do 63 to 72. No, you know what? Get rid of the rolls. Get rid of the rolls too. I don't want to have any on. I don't want to have to guess if I'm gonna get a max roll or
we're
a min
playing
roll.
chess.
Dude,
Uh,
that was so funny,
uh,
Nick. When I was like, I bet the Europeans are gonna love open nature. It's just and that it's making the game more like chess. And then immediately a European player in tub is like, chess good. And I was like, come on, dude, come on. Oh,
I do need to like make sure we say why the change was made.
yeah,
The
right.
change is pretty necessary because you can just in the team preview portion, like between a battle, you can just like retrain your Pokemon and swap your nature. Um, so that would be really tricky for judges to consistently find out if a player was doing that. Really if basically they have to get caught by a hack check that round and the judges have to just be immediately on it if or else they won't be able to like catch that and
Mhm.
there just isn't that much judge power to like hack check that much of the tournament
Now I've got a
so
stupid solution, Nick. I was just thinking about it while you were talking. All right, you ready for my stupid solution that is not actually good? Is when you right before the tournament, you have to submit your VP count, and your VP count can't change during the tournament. If you have less VP, what have you been doing? What have you been up to? You've been changing stuff. I know that that's actually not
You gained
feasible.
it and you
They
used it.
I don't know. I think Nick had less VP at the end of this tournament than he did at the start.
he did indeed have less VP. You can watch the team report for that one.
Okay, that's actually. Let's talk about that really quick as a funny aside because we're bringing it up. Nick, how is it that okay, we have 1,000 people at the first Champions event, 1,000 people at the first Champions event, and I was told by the staff that only two people messed up and put their mega abilities as their abilities on their Pokemon. In fact, it's actually displayed here, isn't it? Only
It
two
is.
people put the mega
Well,
abilities
we're
on their
looking
open
at it.
team sheet. It was Nick here in the call and Montana, who has gotten a regional win and top 4 at Worlds. Only two very experienced players put their mega ability on the team sheet. How?
I mean, I filled out my team sheet at 11 p.m. the night before, and it was not the only sheet error that I made. Yeah, it was just a lack of care put into the submission process.
It's so
That's all
funny.
I got.
No,
Yours is
it's
more understandable than
hilarious.
Montana, who put Drought on his Charizard when the base ability kind of does matter a little more.
It does
Right,
matter a
right.
little bit more.
Okay, actually, bringing it back to the natures. I'm not gonna mention this person by name, but I played against somebody who, when I played them, they had a game 1 loss because they had the wrong nature on their Garchomp. They were playing with Jolly, but I think displayed was Adamant. And then before or like as they were telling me this, they were like, "Yeah, I have a loss. I had the wrong nature on my Garchomp." And it was they said something like kind of brushing it off. They were like, "But honestly, it didn't really matter to this point." And I was like, "Okay, like." First off, I'm not gonna start my whole like I think team sheet errors should be DQs tirade again. But also I was like, okay, this one I think really does matter. Like, there's probably people who are like, I die to Adamant Earthquake here. I have to switch out. And it was never Adamant Earthquake! Ah, what do you mean? What do you mean it didn't matter? Like, I'm just like, by the way, like, if the person is listening to this, like, it's totally fine. But they were like, I was just like nodding, smiling and nodding when they told me this. I was like, yeah. But in my head, I was like, no, I'm pretty sure that's a big deal.
I also think that one is like probably the most relevant one in the current meta
Garchomp,
being
yeah.
on Garchomp. It's like, what are we talking about? There's no way that one didn't matter.
Arsal?
I am gonna enjoy that on Showdown. That when I rip a highlighter team, I know what nature they are.
I know,
So I'm just
dude.
gonna
I
say that.
know.
I don't have to guess
It does,
anymore.
yeah.
I take a highlighter team. I'm like, oh, this is 87 GXC and highlighter. Oh, and you know all your natures. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I was saying
Back
that
in
I
my
think
day, 2 weeks ago, I had to reverse engineer the guy's Incineroar spread to see that it was Impish. Kids these days have it so easy.
right? My opponent's
You
Adam
can't hide
Garchomp won
anything.
all the speed ties. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jimmy. That's what I'm saying. Actually, like, I guess somebody would be able to call them out on it. This is why we have the open nature stuff. Is if somebody
Okay,
was like,
no, actually, Jimmy, I did literally have that happen. My max speed flow, I lost 4 straight speed ties to the guy's Adamant Garchomp in game 3, and I did ask to see his stats after the screen, and I was gonna call a judge for a hack check if he didn't let me see it. Like,
Judge,
I
I
was
flipped
nice
4
about it.
tails. Judge, I flipped 4 tails in a row. Get over here.
After flipping 2 heads earlier in the set, like it was. I was a little bit tilted about it. I'm not gonna say I wasn't. Like, it, I, I'm human too, but yeah, he was gracious about it, and I wasn't rude about it. I was like, damn man, ah,
um,
yeah,
okay. So I think that's if we have more open nature stuff, it'll probably come up as we talk about the team. So I'm gonna keep us moving along here. We have, I guess let's talk about the round 4 break. There's not like I don't know if there's actually a whole lot to say about it except that it was just like everyone probably had different awful experiences with it. I guess let's just do a raise of hands here. Who got their game done without issue? Oh my.
Got the game done, but it was a little bit issue starting it, but I got it done before the break.
Yeah, there's a
Same
little
here,
bit of
yeah.
issues, but not like by that much.
So Nick, you had to wait with me, right? Like you were like waiting a while.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I actually had a great time. Someone that was sitting around me said that they were an Arsenal fan. I just put on the Champions League final, and we just watched that for the entirety of round 4, and then we like kind of just played after the game ended. Like we were checking the connection every like 15 minutes or so to see if it was working. Nope, still not working. Okay, back to soccer. Uh, Ended up coming down to pens, and Arsenal lost. That guy was a little bit disappointed, but I mean, I had fun watching soccer. I don't know. That was a
What's
good
funny
couple
about
hours.
that is like soccer is not short. So watching a soccer match during your round 4 is like absurd.
Yeah,
Dude,
no, it took a
Adi?
while.
that's what happened to me too. I lost really quickly. I got 2-0'd after, despite spending forever trying to get set up, still got 2-0'd. Met everyone at a Subway. The line was out the door for the Subway. I was like, there's no way I'm waiting 45 minutes to get a Subway sandwich. And so I went to a sports bar, plopped myself down. The second half was just starting. I got to watch second half. I got to watch extra time. I got to watch penalties, and I still made it in time for the next round. And it was like the perfect reset to a day where I just gotten freeze dry crit out of a round.
Oh my god.
There's also like Soeb like had to play his game 3 after the break. It's not just like complete
Oh,
sets, right?
he got like 2
So
Yep.
in and then had to
he
break
had to
for
play
the
his game
third.
3, and it was yeah. So it was game 3, so it's 1-1. So the whole time he's like coming up with lines. He's got like all this time to just come up with the line and it worked for him. I mean, he won the game 3. He said, "Dude, that line was so perfect. I would not have figured that out during the set." So,
And
I
even
guess it was
Tommy
insane.
Cooling had a similar story where he played Billy. He was the last rematch. And he was like, dude, my matchup is awful. And he spent the entire 2 hours just game planning, thinking really hard, figured out the lines, and just crushed Billy on stream. You would not tell from the from the stream match that he felt like he was unfavored because he had just spent 2 hours preparing the
Oh, he was
matchup.
really
And that
fast.
really changes the way that you play the game.
That's the
I'll
run and gun
admit
goat right there.
that's true. Yeah, if you
He
can
must
do all
have
the
spent
counts.
hours on prep for one battle. That's his jam.
That's how you do it. Somebody said I almost was like, bro, do you want to go play this on Showdown or something? Yeah, my opponent at several points was like, do we just hotspot? And I was like, I think we'll get in trouble if we hotspot, but like, I was like, I'm also getting to that point where I'm ready to break and just, let's get this match done. Um, Man, I'll keep mine short, but basically, just I did not get to play until well after the break. We were actually one of the, well, I guess like probably close to one of the last people, but not like the last people. And then I got one game in, and then had to wait like 10 minutes for game 2 because because like we just couldn't get it going again. So like we had not exchanged at all before then. But now it was like 10 minutes of just thinking like, well, what do I want to do with game 2, while also being like, all right, I set up the room code, and they're like, oh, I can't connect. Let's try restart and let's move to a different table. It just it was awful. But I gotta say, after the hiccup, it was so funny when they said on the announcements like, we think we've got it figured out, and I was like, oh, that's a bold thing to be saying. You better have it figured out. And they had it figured out. The rest of the tournament was like flawless. It moved fast. It was very good. Turned it around so strong. So I'm very happy that they got that sorted. I mean, all things considered, I think with Champions being the game that it is, and this being the first one, we kind of all expected there to probably be some hiccups, some issues, you know? And after they got past this one, technically it was better than LA. Is this the Tommy tweet? That one was so good.
We do have to get that one on the broadcast. That was so good.
That was so excellent. Tommy was clean shaven when round 4 started. Oh, I loved it.
That's perfect.
They also did a good job. I said this as soon as it started happening. I was like, I think they gotta like, they should just stream multiple, and they streamed three round 4s. I mean, that was a very good use of the time. So, I believe for stream they were just using hotspots though to like just keep it moving. So they were on like a different connection. Yeah. So yeah, I honestly probably don't need to spend too much more time talking about the break because I like, it was a very unfortunate thing to happen, but I think that they handled it about as well as they could. So then I think one more thing before we get into these teams, which is I guess just if anybody had any anecdotes about playing the first tournament on Champions. I just like, I was curious if you guys had any thoughts about what it was like to play on Champions. It felt like, I'll start really quick, is that it just felt like playing normal VGC to the point that it wasn't really like monumental. Like it was good for the most part. The battles got started quick, and Champions runs fast. So I'm very excited to play more tournaments on Champions. But like, yeah, it's just so simple, so easy. I was really liking that. Michael?
Yeah, I think
You nailed it.
for me, my team also like finishes the game in like 2 or 3 turns, like every game. So like I was finishing every round in like legit like under 10 minutes, and I was just like, all right, we're chilling. And like the rounds were pretty fast, other than of course the one round 4, but like everything was super fast. It ran smooth, and like I'm pretty impressed overall with like how quick everything is, because also like the whole connection thing is way faster than it is in Scarlet and Violet. Like you just need to create one private room and then just like that's it. So overall, I thought it was great. Like in terms of like the out of game logistics was all good, except for of course there was one really bad round 4, but like it happens. It's the first.
I'm pretty convinced that was venue Wi-Fi for what it's worth. I don't think it was something related.
Right.
I
agree.
So first off, absolutely it ran so smoothly other than the one hiccup. Now the tournament itself, we maybe can mention that the bathrooms didn't work for almost all
true.
day 1, and that was chaotic and miserable. Like the venue itself, we might not ever go back to Indianapolis after this disaster of a venue experience. But I said that about Los Angeles too, and we did go back to Los Angeles. So what do I know? But yeah, so other than that, the tournament ran really fast. Like we got out at 7 o'clock, despite a 3-hour round 4. We might have been out by 5 o'clock if not for that. And so that was really cool. And I, hope that tournaments continue to run that quickly. I really hope that we actually, now I want us to do the extra round in day 2. I really would like us to do 9 rounds of day 1, so that we can take advantage of the fact that it's going so quickly. We'll see if they actually do split it up so that TCG and VGC have different systems now. But like, it was awesome. The other thing that I have to say is that if a convention center Wi-Fi can't handle this, I am so scared about what's going to happen at locals with your local card shop Wi-Fi and what's going to go on there, because I don't know what the problem was exactly. I'd be shocked if it was just Wi-Fi conked out. That doesn't seem right. A lot of people did play. It must have been a capacity issue of some sort. Um, and so if that's the other thing that I want to flag is that, well, if a convention center can't handle 1,000 players, can your local card store handle 30, 40, 50 players at a local? That one I'm a little more worried about as well.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy says here in the comment, what was the experience like on stream playing compared to Scarlet Valley? I got to use your own game. I am very excited that we get to use our own game again. They were using our consoles. And yeah, ESM points out pretty accurately is that, like, yeah, it's because of replica teams. It is a little bit weird that you still have to submit your replica code. I get that it's just another, like, way to check that you didn't change your team, but, like, yeah, they're not going to create for another Switch to use. They're using your own device, so it is kind of funny.
I am happy that we got to see people's trainers icons and aesthetic choices on stream now, because I really missed that in Scarlet and Violet.
Missed that so much. I love that feature. It's so good, especially with some of the new ways that you can drip yourself out, like putting your different. Like I had a laugh when I got to see Wolves for the first time because it said Steelix Admirer, and I was not laughing because it had Steelix Admirer, or I was laughing because I was like, that's it. I was like, come on, Wolf. Like if you're gonna be repping like Steelix and you're just gonna be the Admirer, that's 10 wins. Come on, at least get like one of the higher up ones, like Steelix Tamer. What is that? The second one? Yeah.
Yeah, Tamer.
I was like, come on, that's nothing. That's weak shit.
I was not ready for it because I kind of forgot that that was gonna be like I guess they didn't really announce it, but like if I had thought ahead, but like I did not drip out everything in preparation.
Yeah,
for the
next
regional.
time, gotta drip out more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I have one of the titles set in my game.
You had nothing, Nick. You have nothing at all.
No, I've got my drip, but I finally get my character that I always dress the same way across every gen. I got my character back. It's in game. The Maize and Blue girl. She's back and better than ever. But yeah, I didn't have a title.
Somebody said, I think it's actually Atrix here who got top 8, right? Judge told me it was the dongles storing data, and that's why it only happened round 3 and not earlier. Once they figured out how to dump the data from the dongles, we were good. Oh, I kind of follow what you're saying. I mean, it sounds. My guess was that they just like ran out of like data or something like that, and I mean it's close-ish, but yeah, it sounds like they just needed to like clear it. Okay. All right, then. Yeah, I guess does anybody have any other champions anecdotes, or should we start looking at some of these teams? All right, let's go for it. So, Arsal, you ended up winning this whole damn thing, only losing once. And you were using, I gotta say, probably not like the craziest, most creative team. You made what it looks like a big change to kind of an already established archetype. So I know that actually the team report was recorded earlier today, right?
Yes, right before this.
All right, so that'll be coming out soon. So without doing like a full team report, because people can go check that out on Audie's channel. How did you end up on this team that you ended up winning with?
I just knew that I wanted to use something very strong in the Ryoma team, the Japanese version. They just had an Aegis Slash with the sash for this, but I felt like that was a flex slot, and so I felt like people weren't respecting sleep as much. And I knew that slot had to be a fairy resist, and Venusaur fell off quite a bit, but it still felt like Sludge Bomb, Earth Power. And since the team doesn't really have any Tailwind users, and then the fastest thing was Choice Scarf Garchomp, I felt like having the Chlorophyll user was good. And then of course, even though Sleep is nerfed and Sleep Powder's inaccurate, as much as people tell me that it can miss, I guess, or telling me it can miss.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. That answers to sleep are not there as well. And then even though like the meta had been going on for since Champion started, and but this was still the first official tournament, so I didn't want to do anything too crazy. Everything else was just more defensive backbone. I just had 2 modes, Charizard or Floette. Sometimes you can bring Venusaur Floette, Scarf Chomp just to help Floette a bit with those Sneaslers and stuff like that. And the main thing just on the Venusaur one was just I dropped the grass move because I have grass move on Charizard and Sinistcha, and Earth Power Protect is a lot. So I was running for it, no Protect, but so it was like, no, you should run Protect over the Leaf Storm. Just drop the grass move, and I thought that was good. Otherwise, everything is very standard, but I think they're correct.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that all adds up. I do think that the protect choice seems really strong on this team. It just makes it a much more difficult Pokemon to deal with if you know you can't always damage it. Um, and so
I can
then
protect
um,
good.
so then from your run, I know that finals is an easy answer when you're playing in, you know, the finals of a biggest tournament and against Wolf Blick himself. But besides that one, what would you say is the most standout match from your run?
Say round
I would
11. Do it.
say round 11. What's round 11? Underhill. I don't know what we're talking about. I don't think we're not going to talk about that one.
No, whichever one you want to talk about. Which
uh,
one?
No, I just think that all of the matches are stand out in their own way. I think playing against Williams' team was very awkward for me in the beginning because I really didn't understand it. Like I kind of more understood Wolf's team than I did Williams. I thought that was tough. Because like I did not like to face against this comp, and I tried like trying to trick him up against him first, but then he kind of like bet against me, and then like I had known that people were telling me, oh, like this is weak against Charizard. I was forcing Flood into it, and then game 3 I just brought Charizard, and it was just a lot better. So I don't know why I was taking that, but that just like that kind of scares me when you have to go on stream. And I hadn't been on stream the whole tournament, and you had to face this, and you're like, what do I do against this? And I didn't have the advantage of this was the team that Tommy had to face, right? So he had that time to build up against it and come up with a game plan. So that
Right.
was one. And also just being so that was one. Played also
Got
really
you.
well, William.
No, that is I mean Billy's team was quite cool. I think yeah, Billy and Carson worked on that one together.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I guess before we keep things moving along, because I feel like you were so quick and concise with it. Any other like major notes from your tournament experience or anything about the team that you didn't get to mention yet?
About the team that I didn't get to mention. Um really think of anything off the top of my head. I mean, it's just really that I wanted to have fake out redirection, have answers. When I go like going into a 1,000-player tournament, I didn't want to lean too heavily. I mean, like I think Alex, I think you might, and you guys might agree, the rest that it's hard to cover for everything, right?
Right.
You're gonna have bad matchups, and just the way it is. And so I just picked that last flex slot that I just told myself like, okay, Scarf Rock Slide, and this is gonna sound so noobish, Scarf Rock Slide, and it's because every time, okay, I gotta say this real quick. Adi would post a screenshot every day that he would load up a team, a game on Showdown, and we had a Discord thing, a chat, and he would just be like, I'm gonna play one game, and he got double flinched every time, and he's like, I'm done for the day, that's it. And so it's an answer. Scarf Rock Slide is an answer, and Fast Sleep Powder is an answer. If you don't have an answer to a team, honestly, if you don't have an answer to a matchup, just you RNG your way out. That's like the pro tip that I have.
That's why he's the GOAT. That's the Reg MA first regional champion right there.
I mean, this is basically the same thing when we talked to Fede about winning the GC. He's just like, yeah, run Mega Arrow. It's the fastest rock slide. But yeah, Adi, this got me an idea for a YouTube video you need to do, which is just like laddering until I get double rock slide flinched, and it's like a 30-second video, like just.
I remember in
That one
round
goes-
5 or something, round 5 or 6, one of my opponents, I don't want to take the name, I can't remember exactly, but I flinched him like 2 or 3 times with Delphox, or we had something, I can't remember. I don't remember anyways. The details. Anyways, he got flinched quite a bit. And then after the thing, he's like, dude, the way it's going, I wouldn't be surprised if you won the tournament like that. I remember he said that to me.
Alex, I would so click on
Day
that
one.
48-second video. You don't believe that one.
Instant click, dude. We got to get on this. A question from Lele. 2 questions actually for you, Arsal, from Lele here. Said, how did the team feel without like the second fake out support that comes from Sneasler usually, and was Sleep Powder kind of your like alternative to that?
The second fake out, it's not when you have Sinistcha, when you have redirection, it's kind of like your fake out in a way. When you have fake out plus redirection, because otherwise other teams like Nick was having double fake out, right?
Right.
and to protect his queen. So it doesn't really, you don't need the double fake out if you have a redirection user. If I wanted to use that route, because if you go a lot of the games, even though on stream I mostly use Charizard Venusaur from game 3 of top 8 all the way to the finals, I use Charizard Venusaur and Garchomp. But when you have Incineroar, Floette, Sinistra, you just and because I'm not draining Kiss, I need the healing from the hospitality as well. And so
Mm-hmm.
if I was like a draining Kiss set, I guess it makes more sense to be double fake out, so you can opportunities to health pack, get things from health packs. But getting the hospitality and then redirecting things away while I can do damage with Moonblast is probably more necessary than having double fake out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. You need some form of sustain, but there's 2 viable paths, and yeah, they both work. They're both viable paths.
Right. Right. All right, let's keep moving things along here. We got a couple of other strong finishes to talk about, I guess. Michael, it looks like you're up next. You technically got third, beat out Nick here. And
Ah,
your yeah, I've already had to talk about your team like in a coaching session. And I'm like, yeah, it's just stupid. I don't know, dude. That's just what Michael does. But so yeah, without
Fantastic.
doing like
It's a
a full
fantastic
team
team.
report or anything, what led you to running something like this?
Yeah, I think I was super lost for the longest time. I tried everything. Like, I was on like some Charizard stuff. I was on whatever, like Espathra. I was on like Mega Lucario for a long time, and so like I didn't know, like nothing super clicked for me. And then Donald was testing a bunch of stuff, so I was like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna just try Sand. And Sand I thought was like okay, and it was like fine, but and it was a little bit more of like a comfort stuff for me. But then like I was like Garchomp is like so hard, man. Garchomp is like such a menace, and so I was like, all right, is Frostlass any good? And other people are talking about Frostlass, and yeah, done well in the, or I think this was like right before I had done well in VR, but like I was like, Donald was like, all right, what about Frostlass T-Tar? And I was like, okay, well, if T-Tar's biggest problem is like Garchomp, so I was like, all right, I'm willing to at least give it a shot. So I just put together a paste and then like played some games on ladder. I think it was like these 5 with minus Hydreigon, and then I put like a Chestnut on for fun, and the Chestnut was terrible. So I was just like,
Because
all
he
right,
can't
we're putting
resist it. He
Hydreigon
can't
on.
resist it. He can't be
You were
helped.
the chestnut guy.
He's always the
Um,
chestnut.
you just
and
this guy.
so yeah, and then I was just like, all right, and then I just won all my games on ladder. And I think like some of the inspirations, like I had seen the Arcanine Sash set on ladder with Frostlass previously, and I was like, okay, I want to at least try it. I had tried it on some other stuff, and I was like, felt okay, but I just like was like, okay, I'm just gonna take this set off of ladder, and then it was like that was like felt really really good. The one on ladder normally has rock slide instead of e speed, but I just thought e speed was better. I'm already double rock slide, and then Audie had posted about this Corviknight set, and I was like kind of interested in it, so I just gave it a shot. And all of it just like clicked. I like shot up from like 1400 on ladder to like 1600 on ladder without like losing a single set. And so I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna lock it in. And I think after playing the regional, I don't think Weather Ball is like that good on Frostlass. It came up a little bit in day 2, but like realistically, I probably could have gotten better value out of something else. But overall, the team was very good. I think I had a very strong meta call for the weekend. Arcanine felt incredible, Frostlass felt incredible, and Corviknight also felt very good. So um, I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to do from this point on, but I was very happy with the team, at least like for Indianapolis.
So,
I gotta
like the
go
2
ahead, Nick.
notes that I want to point out, one of them's like not super deep, but it's just pretty basic. And Weather Ball switch to T-Tar to dunk Charizard. That is super dope.
Didn't come
And yep,
up.
yeah. Uh,
Did you get to do that in the
the
tournament?
other,
No,
so
no. I didn't use
What'd you say,
rock weather
Arsal?
ball a single time. Like the times the weather ball thing came up was having single target ice move was pretty good. It is a fair bit stronger than Blizzard, so like there were some situations where like clicking weather ball was correct. Some of which I
um,
didn't click it in. That's also my bad.
oopsies, worked out. Uh, the other thing is that Sneasler works pretty well with Frostlass, and that's something that I ran into on ladder a lot and gave me trouble. So surprised to see that guy excluded, but
Fuck that guy.
It's
fair
largely
enough.
to keep King Gambit in check, which Frostlass doesn't like. So I'm guessing you felt fine enough with the rest of the guys into King Gambit.
Yeah, I think King Gambit's not like the most secure matchup, but between Arcanine, Garchomp, Hydreigon, and T-Tar, it's like kind of do it by committee. None of them like properly answer it, but like they all kind of answer it, and so it was like good enough.
Yeah, I gotta say,
Yeah.
one of the first replays that ESM showed me using this team, he clicked Weather Ball with the Frostlass into a Charizard. It was non-mega on the Frostlass given, but the Weather Ball didn't kill the Charizard in sand. Like, it just took like 80 something like from the Weather Ball, the Rock Weather Ball. I was like, what is the point, dude, if it doesn't even kill?
Did win me the game though.
What was your one standout match, Michael?
Let's see. I think my top 8 match was like pretty interesting. I got to find out that my Arcanine was faster um,
Oh, the
than the
Frostlass, right?
Frostlass, and that was like very illegal because my opponent's Frostlass was 155 speed to creep Jolly Garchomp, but they were supposed to be 157 speed to creep Jolly Arcanine, and they found out exactly why during that set. So I had a very clean game plan. It did end up going to 3. I was Calcade before the tournament. I was like Frostlass into Whimsicott because I dropped a lot of special attack, and I was curious if Blizzard would still kill. And I was like, okay, it's guaranteed to kill, except if they have like if they're just max HP 0 Spadef. And this one lived 3 out of 3 times. And so I checked the calc after the game, and I checked it against the spread because my opponents like their building group released the spreads, and it was a 62.5% chance to kill Whimsicott with Blizzard, and I missed the kill 3 out of 3 games. So I was just like, what
Sounds
the
like a
heck?
0% chance to kill with Blizzard IMO.
Yeah,
Because it
That's
either happens or it doesn't, and it sounds like it didn't.
it
Um,
didn't. That's true.
all right, all right. Let's go ahead and jump over to Nick's here then. So, Nick, you ended up using Palafin with Calm Mind Floette. So, yeah, again, the team report for this was just posted, so not we're not doing a full team report here. But
Yeah.
how did you end up on this team? And again, if people want to know more, check out the YouTube. I'll plug that really quick. But yeah, Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, so a couple weeks before the tournament, I was laddering, testing out some garbage. Probably, I think I was on Toxapex or something like that. Toxapex team was kind of based actually, but the Floette stuff, I ran into it on ladder and I got kind of rolled by it. And like when I get kind of rolled by something, I pay attention to it, and so I recreated it. They only sent out 4 mons all 3 games, and so I recreated the spreads and just kind of plugged it into the builder and tried it out on ladder, and it was pretty good. There was a Dragonite that I tried out, and it kind of sucked. So I go into more detail, but Talonflame swapped in over it, and Talonflame was awesome. And that was pretty much the prep process: is yanking the team and then replacing them on for a better one. And I made a couple of changes to spreads, and mostly just making the flow out fast and making the Gambit black classes. And yeah, team was dope at the event. It just was extremely well positioned. It's a bit of a noob stumpy team where if you have a skill edge over the opponent, and they don't have a matchup, you just kind of get to like make safe plays the whole way and just kind of cruise. And so that's what I was doing for most of the entire tournament until I ran into Arsal, who had a Venusaur, and the Venu Instanzard trifecta just kind of runs over this team. So um,
Mm-hmm.
like I made it as far as I could. No shade to my opponents. Like I think the team was just phenomenal.
Nick, I gotta say, I did think when Arsel was beating you with the Venusaur that it was at least a little bit poetic, though, to be put down by your own
Venusaur
boy.
has been boy at multiple points in the past, and uh, Arsenal's Venusaur lived up to everything my Venusaurs have done before now.
Yep, yep. Um, so something that we were wondering is this team, the original version, had been around for a minute. We don't really know who the original creators were. I do wonder if it was like Shil Yang and this group that were the ones that the original build came from or not. Can't say for certain.
Yeah.
But never did find out who it was on ladder. I mean, they haven't released, they haven't like announced themselves or anything, so I don't really know. Um, Nick, what was your standout game?
Um, didn't really have one. I mean, I talked about a decent amount of it um
All right, then
on
yeah,
the
just check out the
report.
report.
Yeah,
No worries.
the round 9 against Ryan Klemic was a pretty bad matchup, and I did some cool stuff like setting up a bluff swords dance to waste time uh, and like just pivot around and eat a bunch of attacks before I switched out of it without ever attacking with my sword stance, and that was like kind of the game winning play that let me set up a good position for my flow out. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that one I'm really proud of.
Yeah, that was cool. A cool sequence. Setting up Sword Dance with King Gambit just to protect and switch so that Float can call mind. Like just the perfect bait.
Yeah,
Bait and switch.
like he had double fighting moves on the board, and I just got to switch the flood into double fighting moves, and yeah, it was pretty dope. Yeah, very proud of that one.
All right. I guess we'll jump to me really quick. I don't have a ton to say about the team because it's just Big Four plus Dragonite and Frostlass. Like Big Four being Sneasler, Garchomp, Basculegion, and King Gambit because they're just like pretty much the four strongest non mega Pokemon. I was about to say like non restricted, non Terra, non Pokemon,
Unrestricted, non-restricted.
non restricted, non Terra. Yeah. Because so many people still say like, "Oh, we should Terra the Dragonite here." I'm like, "No, no, no, it's different." Anyways, so this is um a relatively boring one, and yeah, I think it's just for Pokemon with the two megas that I think cover each other in a decent way. You know, Dragonite's very good into the Charizards, and I feel like Frostlass is just so good into everything else. So really like that. And
So
then
we've got beef, Alex.
what's it?
I did an interview before the tournament on Friday with Adi.
Yes.
Sorry, with Adi next to me with Sierra for the official Pokemon stream, and I said that you couldn't use all four of those guys on the same team. It didn't work, and then you just show up in top cut with all these guys. You're showing me up. Come on, man.
I think Adi was
I
also
said the
saying the
team was
same
garbage, and
thing.
then you won with it.
Adi was also saying the same thing in Tub. He was like, "Why aren't people just running all four of these together?" And I was like, "I think you can. I think you can." But I think the answer I gave was why you don't use all four of these together is that none of them have speed control. That's the answer that I was saying. I think is the real answer that you don't see all of these guys together. Usually, you're getting a Aerodactyl or a Whimsicott or a Farigiraf or something to give the team an element of speed control. I decided that my speed control was having Protect on every Pokemon. That's
True.
Ready for this one.
so I just have six
I have a
protects.
question about that.
Yeah,
Hey,
what's
no,
that?
you've got speed control on the team. You've got side close combat.
That's true. That's true.
Uh,
Arsal, what's your question?
so like on that, so you said like the speed control, and you ran Thunderbolt over something like Tailwind on Mega
Right.
Dragonite.
Right.
Was Thunderbolt just more for Charizard, or like was it for other Basculegion? Or because I know you still have your own Basculegion King Gambit. What's like the idea? Maybe those people that are like, okay, if you wanted to have speed control, having Thunderbolt over like Tailwind option on the team.
Yeah, we were finding that Tailwind just kind of lands you in more annoying spots than it is helpful. Like, I mean, especially against like Whimsicots, like you'll be so tempted to match the Tailwind, but a lot of them started switching to Sash, and so you couldn't get rid of them reliably. And so um yeah, that I just found that like Thunderbolt ends up leading to a lot of like two hit KOs or like KOing Pokemon from much further out than normal, especially against like the Pokemon you mentioned, like Charizard, Basculegion, and then there's a bunch of other fringe Pokemon that are just kind of taking advantage of the fact that electric coverage is not that common, like Blastoise or Milotic, are also guys that Thunderbolt can come up a bit big against. So yeah, it felt good, and yeah, I just really don't like Tailwind. I found like Tailwind is just not my style. So I was like, you know what, it's fine. I'll just outbulk them with the, you know, big four plus two megas that are very good at taking hits. Um, And so yeah, I have two very quick anecdotes about my run. One is my favorite play was probably against Paul Chua, when he set up the Tailwind and brought in Charizard in front of my Frostlass Garchomp. And I just protected Garchomp and clicked Blizzard because I knew he was going to just Weather Ball my Garchomp. So he could have just Heat Waved and completely wiped my Frostlass off the board while the snow was up. But I was like, nah, you want this Weather Ball. So that very greedy, aggressive play really brought me back into that game. And then what was the other one? Yeah, if I can't remember it, then it's probably not worth bringing up. Somebody said in the chat here, was side CC spur of the moment, or have you used that play before? I mean, hasn't everybody? I don't mean to be like that, like I don't know. Let me think. How I want to say this. Like it was a tournament seen by a lot of people, a lot of people, and so for a lot of newer players, this looks like a wild play. But I am by no means the first person to do this at all. It's a very like reasonable thing to do if you just see that, yeah, guaranteeing my unburden is going to do a lot of it's going to swing the momentum for me a lot. So um yeah, I feel like it was just like I don't know. It's annoying to be the guy that's like it was actually a very normal play to me, but that's kind of my response. Well, actually,
No, I got a DM from one of my locals who sent me a ladder replay where they went for the side close comments like, check out this crazy play, and I was like, yeah, Alex did it on stream. Like, I don't know. I think with Unburdened, with that Sneasler set, right? You have to think about it, right? If you've played with it a little bit, it's not
right.
an uncommon thing to do. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Mhm.
But it is super cool, especially in that moment.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like it was basically the situation to just like it was screaming it to me. You know, it was just like this is how you get back into the game after getting kind of like severely outplayed the whole time. I did remember my funny one, by the way. I'm playing against this team. I'm 6-1. It's okay. You know, we've guaranteed day 2, but the job's not done. Okay, we're playing against a normal team, kind of like Arsal's. You know, it's Calm Mind Floette. We've seen this whole deal. It's got Ensign, Sinistra, Sneasler, King Gambit. So they lead Sneasler and Charizard into me, and I lead Frostlass, and I'm like, man, I gotta get out of here. They're gonna Heat Wave me. That's bad. So I switch into my Garchomp, and they click Flare Blitz into my Garchomp, and I was like, it's Zardex! I read every single other Pokemon except the Charizard, and I didn't know until it Mega Evolved that it was Charizard X. And honestly, the Garchomp switch was a very good play. I switched it and got a resist, rough skin damage, still lost game 1, but after knowing it was Charizard X, I did just win the rest of the set with that knowledge, but that was not supposed to be hidden knowledge. I was just stupid. I was literally just so dumb. I read every single other Pokemon, and I was just like, yeah, that's just a typical Charizard. Charizard Y team.
So, in conclusion, did X give it to you?
No. But Nick, I'm reminded of this one fun fact, dude. Why is there one Charizard X running Solar Power? Are they ability bluffing? Are they trying to trick their opponent into thinking it's Charizard Y, dude? Oh, they're Solar Power. It's got to be the special one. Oh man, I think they probably just had a team sheet error, kind of. Maybe not. Maybe an accident.
Because
Worse.
sometimes you don't want to mega your Charizard, right? So you want to it doesn't even boost. It's a special
No,
attack,
it
right?
Now
It's
it's
not
special attack.
You want to spend.
It's
the
if you
VP
want to
change
sack
the
your
ability.
Charizard. You want to sack it
You want to
into.
spend the VP to change the ability, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a
true.
VP save. A VP save. Okay.
True.
Okay. So yeah, that was funny. Okay, so yeah, we probably should talk about at least a couple of the other teams. I realize that, we also want to give some smart monies to the end, so I'll try to keep us moving here quick. Let's at least look at all the top 8 and then maybe pick out some select teams from the rest of the tournament. So Evan Scott here, we talked about a little bit already, but similar-ish to, well, no. Is it similar to ESM? It's got 3 Pokemon in common? No, it's just like 3.
Yeah, I mean, I think Frostlass was in a really good spot this weekend. I'm sure you felt the same, Alex, but I think Frostlass Holdley was like, I think it was just the best mega at the tournament. Like I felt like it was incredible. Like it just like has so much stats. Like a lot more than you would think it does because of like the snow boost, and all
Yeah.
of the mega stats are actually relevant, and so it just wasn't a great spot.
Hmm. I would agree with that. The thing that worried me is seeing Kyle win VR with it the week before. So I was kind of like, is Frostlass cashing in too early, or is this going to carry over? And it very much did still carry over. So I guess just don't always get too worried about people targeting the top meta because 1 week isn't always enough time to adjust.
Also because
Oh,
you have
yes.
Cleavor, so maybe people were more focusing on that.
Right, yeah. I did actually. I fought a Cleavor, and yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Somebody said I was the only fish in top 8. That's true. I was. I don't know what happened there. What happened to all the fish, dude?
I had a fish.
You know,
What? Mike has a
True, true.
fish. For sure.
Right.
I think people
that's-
are maybe because you were not notably you were not Scarf, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's
Um,
something that I think most of them were still Scarf, and I think Scarfish right now is it still is a boogeyman in the format. It still is really scary, and it still is like very oppressive in team building. But at the same time, it does feel like the metagame is moving away from Scarf. It's teched out really hard for Scarf, and I think a lot of the better players were on other items. And so yeah, I think that's one of the things where maybe we're going to see people figure out better ways to abuse Basket Legion, maybe different items, different partners. Is not nearly as, pardon the pun, splashable as it used to be. Because it still did do well, right? It still is a number of people who made top cut, with Chris and with Noah, Pokeaim and Jeremy both went X2 and just barely missed out on cut. Lorcy had a crazy schedule, was the highest resistance in the tournament. So it did have a bunch of players do really well with it, but maybe not on the sort of like super standard fish teams that we saw all over for the last month.
right.
Also, considering its usage, I mean, it's like a 50% usage mod. So the fact that the highest placing one was top 8 is like kind of bad.
This is
Until
a
they
flop
won in
for
top 8. It's like
yeah
really
for
bad.
50%
Really bad.
usage on it's a flop.
A flop.
It's-
More fish puns.
True.
Anyways, I have a couple of tangents off of what Adi was saying there. First off, I did not realize that King Gambit was the most used like CP earning Pokemon or whatever. That just feels weird, but also like yeah, I get it. I mean, Basque is kind of like the most annoying, like one of the strongest damage ceilings in the format. So having a guy to keep that in check makes sense. The other thing was before I forget, pour one out for Stephen Brown, Pokeaim, and Jeremy Barnes, the 3 10-2s to not get to play on in top 16. I mean, their schedules were worse than the 10-2s above them. So, I mean, unfortunately, that's just how it goes. But it is brutal to see when the system reaches this number, this awkward size that some people are going to have good enough records but not get to play on.
And their records were only off by a smidge. Like I was 59 res, they were 58.6. Like it was pretty stupid.
God,
And
it
it's
should have
also,
been
like,
them. It should have been them, not you, Nick. It should have been them. I'm
Like
kidding.
it kind of. I mean, yeah, it's just
Uh,
stupid.
Also, at one point, I was talking to Kyle Livinghouse. It was I think we were both like 2-2 or something at that point. And waiting for round 5 to start. And he finished 5-3, right? So not great, but he was like, "Yeah, dude, like, what's the point of playing this out? I can't even top cut at this point, right? Because even
Yeah.
if I win out, I'm still not going to make it into top cut because of resistance, and which is also really, really sad. And
Yeah.
at least for me, again, like I said earlier, the tournament runs really quickly. We can fit more rounds in now really easily. I think we really should go back to 9 rounds in day 1. We'll get done by 6 o'clock still. 5 rounds in day 2. I never had a problem personally with if you go X2 after 14 rounds, you make top cut. And if you go X3 with good resistance, you make top cut. I think that, you shouldn't expect to make top cut if you go X3. But more rounds means that you get you get a better idea of where people are. And instead of having this tiebreakers decide who makes it into top 16 and who doesn't, you get to, play it out and see who deserves it.
So
Just one more
mean,
round. Just one more round. I think we just need
Just
one more round. One more round would fix everything.
round,
Please, just one more round. Please.
I just need one more round, please. One more round.
Just for example, as a resistance defense. I am pretty sure that Lorsi played a better Swiss than I did, even though I ended up beating him in the last round. Like, he had 72.5% resistance. I had 59%. I had one more win than him, but his schedule is absurd. I
Right.
am confident in saying that Lorsi played a better Swiss than I did. Well, okay, actually, I played a good Swiss, but I had a match loss. But like, like his results based on players that you played against were more impressive. I'll give it like that's what I meant.
Yeah, he did have a very
I
strong
I
schedule.
accidentally
looking at-
started I accidentally started a Twitter trend of people posting their hardest schedules ever because I posted saying this is like maybe the hardest regional schedule ever. I have been corrected by some people in the comments, which is, don't have to go there, but check that out if you want to see some crazy schedules. But yeah, no, absolutely. Someone said in chat, what's the issue with asymmetrical cut? And the issue is that you don't really get rewarded for playing a schedule like this if resistance doesn't come into play. If there was 14 rounds and it was all the X2s and a couple X3s make it into cut, then if Lorsi has two more chances to win out and bubble into top cut, which I think is actually a good thing overall because you get rewarded for playing a nutso schedule instead of right now where there basically is absolutely no reward for actually having a tougher schedule. Every time you play a good player, you're like, damn, I wish I didn't play a good player. Whereas when resistance does matter, you actually feel like, oh, good, I beat Justin Knox in round 4. I beat Gavin Michaels in round 6. I'm feeling really good about myself because I know that I have a chance to bubble into top cut or into whatever, matters.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nick, but it should have been Pokegame, dude. I'm so sad for him, dude. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Sorry for Steven and Jeremy as well, but like Pokegame, it just would have been so good for the game, genuinely. Like it's just so
Yeah.
cool that he keeps rolling up and doing so good, dude.
You just
really,
wanted
really
to
cool.
go.
I had lunch with him on Sunday, and we went out, and he was taking it really well. But yeah, it
Oh
was-
yeah, he
it was-
definitely seemed like a good sport about it.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap up these last two top 8 teams. So MJ, honestly, was playing like the standard Charizard, Arrow, Fari type stuff mostly. But there was a Mega Garchomp on it. I thought that was kind of wild. I actually still don't really know why it was chosen to be that when Citrus Berry and stuff is free, but I'm sure that it was really good for like one thing that I don't know if it comes up or not, but it's kind of cool is on a team with Trick Room when you get to Mega Garchomp and slow yourself down. I do think that's kind of fun. I don't know if it actually
did come up because
a
I think
big
he was also very slow on Garchomp based on when we played. Also, the arrow set was like kind of insane.
yeah, the sunny day. Oh my gosh.
Sunny day, no protect.
MJ put out a not only the replica and paste publicly, but also has a document which talks about all of his matchups and all of his justification, which is a really good read. Definitely, if you're looking at this team and you're interested in it, check it out. I think Mega Garchomp is kind of cool because one, you get to bring it into sand and you get a different Mega that isn't Sard. And two, like you can just Mega it if you need to, and if you need the bulk in certain situations, if you need the damage in certain situations, it does just hit harder. Obviously, you can run an item to help with that, but I do understand why the Mega is occasionally the best choice on teams like this.
Yeah,
Also,
it's cool.
something that's interesting that gave me a lot of problems is that the fact that the Garchomp doesn't have an item into the T-Tar matchup is that if I click knockoff, it just doesn't get the power boost. So like, it just like T-Tar doesn't have any option to hit it like for any damage. So that was like really annoying to deal with.
Yeah, I have to imagine this would have been especially annoying for Wolf's team, trying
Wolf,
to set up the sand and like, he was using knockoff off a Dragon Danced T-Tar to get rid of Garchomps, and it would not be able to do that nearly as effectively if it's a Mega Chomp. All right, then we talked a bit about Billy's team running the Calm Mind Espathra Pass stuff. I gotta say, like, it was not something I expected to have to be like ready for going into the weekend. I didn't think that many people would be doing it. And what I like about Billy's team here is that it is like mostly just rain. Like it's like, it's like a rain team first with like almost like a Spothra pass as an option. And maybe it was the option that he went for a lot of the time. I actually don't know 100%. But yeah, lastly, the wildest thing is that I was told it's a matchup fishing team that's trying to dodge Charizard, which is like, what? Well, I mean, I think he still did beat Charizards, but like, what? What do you mean you're trying to dodge Charizard? That's so funny. let's see. Yeah, fought plenty enough. So yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
okay. So any other highlight teams um from this that we want to mention? Oh, that was actually my other tangent
Yeah.
before we go into this really quick. I forgot one more tangent. Is the smart monies. Adi, I think we might have like an all-time worst from
Oh
the
no.
smart monies here. Not to like flame people that did bad or anything. It's more so that Carson St. Dennis and Justin Tang just didn't even go. like like I think we should Kieran should have known the Justin Tang one. Maybe not. I guess I'll give Kieran a pass. And then I had no clue that Carson St. Dennis wasn't going or not. And yeah, I don't know. Honestly, was Keanu there?
Yeah, I was there.
Keanu went X3.
Okay, X3, got it. And then my funny one is that I had to literally eliminate my smart money in top 16. I still think I got the best smart money pick, but like I had to literally like take mine out. And also, I think lastly is that we were all dodging Wolf for fun. We were just like, Wolf's a boring pick. Let's do a different one. Somebody should have just picked Wolf, man. Come on, you got to. Oh man.
So true.
You get a debuff. You pick Wolf. Like you only get half the money if you win.
Yes, exactly. It's like, all right, cool, boring pick. Okay. Any other teams though that we should highlight before we move on?
Yeah, pull up Dawei's team. I thought that team was really cool and really like fun anti-meta pick. I think they went 8-4.
Yeah, I'll put quotes around cool. I agree. Yeah, cool. If you're into that type of thing, it's cringe, dude.
Dude, it's so cringe.
I was watching them build it, and I was very impressed by it. I think the Sour Ledge is like a very, very strong anti-meta pick right now. I think Milotic is. I know people hate Click and Hypnosis, but I personally love Click and Hypnosis. It's my favorite thing to do, and so I think that it's a really. It's funny that like they were saying it's not really even a Floette team; it's really a Sour Ledge team, and the Floette is sort of like there for certain matchups. Because like what other mega are you going to use? But yeah, Sour Ledge, very underrated pick, especially when Charizard usage is as high as it was. Charizard usage might not be as high, but as it was anymore. But yeah, really, really strong anti-meta team that got to go on stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is crazy, and I think that I expected Viv to do a little bit more as well. I mean, I guess Venusaur was kind of the sleep powder guy instead, right, Arsal?
But Viv,
yeah,
one of the guys that really got to take advantage of open nature, right? Because exactly which Charizards and which Floettes you're gonna outspeed.
yes, that's true.
Viv also one of the biggest sufferers of open nature because everyone's having a speed war right above its head, and that kind of liability moving forward. So
I think moving forward it'll be worse for it. This was probably the time to do it, right?
Yes, this was Viv's one tournament. It might be dead afterwards.
Viv is actually that's a terrorist mod, man. That's
evil.
Nobody's happy when Viv does well.
The other team that had a really cool mega I want to shout out is Sierra Elsbecker, who made day 2 went 9-3 with Mega Manectric, and used double weather, believe it or not.
Oh, I thought you were gonna shout out Will Marks.
What the heck? Why is it Rain Dance on the Manectric? What? Why?
For the Primarina.
For the Prim, and also to, make Charizard beat things that it's not supposed to, I guess. I don't know.
Incineroar.
Right? You can hit the Incin.
I'm sure surely you probably don't bring them together that often.
I have to imagine you're right.
No, you bring it versus Raichu.
Yeah.
You bring it versus Sand and you Rain Dance Weather Ball against the T-Tars.
True.
Let's see.
Will Marks had a funny mega in top 64.
Yeah, that one was just the I think Will Marks actually did get like about the same finish in Victory Road the week before with Mega Scarm. Yeah.
Okay, but wait, there was another funny mega in top 16 that made cut. It was Mega Gyarados.
Oh yes, we definitely should talk about Mega Gyarados. Wait, that's regular Gyarados, which also is wild to see do well.
Regular Gyarados.
Yeah, honestly, this is just kind of funny to see because it's just like, yeah, this is the double setup team, and it's usually like Zard X or I guess Zard Y sometimes as well. It's not setup, but Zard Y. But deciding that Gyarados could be the one, and honestly, after what Wolf's team was doing as well, I wouldn't be surprised if people try Mega T-Tar with Dragon Dance in a similar spot. But Gyarados, it's cool. It's a very fun one into King Gambit and Basket Legion. Like if they're just running stabs, they just get walled. It's kind of crazy. But you do have to get there first, which means you switch in and you don't resist Last Respects. You switch in and you give the King Gambit Defiance. So it's not perfect, but it is still pretty cool.
Out of the like, it does match up like pretty well into like all of the big four. Like, not perfectly, but like
Yeah.
it has aspects that are good about it into all four of them. So like, I could kind of see Gyarados being decent. My problem with it has always just been, or like the sus part is that it's clicking a 80 base power move and a 75 base power move. So you might
Yeah.
need a couple boosts to get there, but
It just seems like a worse Sharpedo. I don't know.
true. When do we bring
Sharpedo doesn't
out?
even have to click Dragon Dance to get faster. It just does it passively.
And then it Mega Evolves to get stronger. There we go.
Boom.
Great Dragon
It does
Dance.
do those things.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
One
those
more
are
team.
factual statements.
One more team. Didn't do super well in day 2, but made day 2 with 2 megas that are very, very unusual. Caden Croft, with their Rain team, the 2 megas that you would never guess on Rain. You probably guessed it eventually, but
Whoa,
Let's go.
dude. Okay.
dude, this team's got legs. It's got so many legs.
It's
That's
got
true.
legs and knows how to use them. Shout out to ZZ Top.
Oh my gosh, dude. The Starmie. Honestly, yeah, this is a pretty funny one. I love it. I still think Starmie and Lopunny are like just fine megas. They're definitely not top tier by any means, but I think that they could work if you really want to work at them. But
Apparently they work together.
I didn't think that. I guess I get it. This one beats King Gambit, and then I don't know what Starmie's
Starmie
doing
beats
for.
everything else.
It beats
Starmie-
everything
no,
else.
Starmie beats everything else.
Okay.
You know, the nice thing about Rain is that you can have some flexibility because Archaludon is basically a mega. But no, I think Starmie probably fake. It loses to just Basket Legion is the same Pokemon really. But Lopunny, I think Lopunny's pretty real. We've seen it do Make Day 2 reasonably consistently in Victory Road Tours, so I wouldn't be surprised if it saw Fringe usage pretty consistently this format.
Right.
Lopunny is cool, except for the fact that it annoys me every time that when I lead it into Incineroar, it's not Intimidate Immune.
Yeah.
This is so annoying. And then
That
you don't
part.
Oko it. I'm just like, what is the point?
Yep. That part does kind of suck. All right. I think then let's go ahead and move us on along to picking some smart monies before wrapping up. So we have 2 tournaments this coming weekend, and then NAIC the following. So it's going to be kind of a jam-packed couple of weeks. Very excited to be watching tournaments this weekend, studying up before we get to play in NAIC. How much it will change the meta is going to be fun. Japan is the first one we're highlighting here. Yokohama. This is their qualifier. So half of the players will move on to Worlds. There's 128 players that qualified through the online qualifiers, and 64 will get Worlds invites, with, prizing going up from there. They also get some of those cool in-game titles, and then eventually maybe some travel awards there. I was like, where's the travel award part? Yeah, travel award from top 4 up. So dude, and an original cap and t-shirt. I don't know, dude. That's what I'm playing for. That's what I'm. Oh no, you get that at top 32 actually.
But no prize money, notably, which is kind of a shame for them, right?
It is a little
I think it's like
stupid.
gambling laws or whatever, right?
I believe it. Give them tokens to take across the street. I don't see anything wrong with that,
Right?
dude. I don't see
True.
anything
Actually,
wrong
no.
with that.
Yeah. No, actually, like give them credit to give credit to the Pokemon Center at Worlds, right? And then you can spend it on what is essentially just actual money.
It is kind of. Pokemon merch is just like it's stocks. It's stocks. You can buy stocks at the Pokemon Center store. And some of that stuff will go up, some of it will go down. Invest wisely. All right. So with that said, though, I did have this page that I linked earlier. If you guys need ideas for smart monies, because this is Liberty Note did a good job of collecting the top 128 players that qualified. So Arsal, I believe you are up first for smart money for Japan
Where's
Nationals.
this link?
It should be in text and voice.
I'm gonna choose.
Oh, okay, there we go.
I'm gonna have to go with Ryoma. I took a majority of his team or the
Right.
team. I don't know.
I have to imagine.
So-
As soon as
We
we
have to
saw it, I
vote
was
him,
like, yeah,
yeah.
Arsenal's picking Ryoma.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll just go with probably the strongest Japanese player right now, in my opinion, Kinagawa.
Kinugawa. All right. Kinugawa is a very smart pick there. Nick?
I'll take UB slow.
No, you be slow.
Oh, true.
Can't get the Ultra Ball. I'm too slow. Haven't
All
played enough
right.
games. It's actually true. Haven't played many games on the in-game ladder, but so I
All
feel
right.
I can check with UB slow.
Adi, do you know who you want?
So I would like to pick. I'm assuming Hirofumi qualified. We know that he did.
Hero.
Did-
Does not appear when I control F.
That's
Oh
what I'm
no,
doing.
did he
so,
whiff qualifying? I think he did.
Um,
Damn, that's crazy. Okay, never mind. I will not be picking Hirofumi. Who, by the way, two-time Japan national champion. In that case, I'm going with the Italians. You know, Italians are here, ready to go. I'm picking Polo.
Yo,
who's
I was
sitting
wondering
behind
who was gonna
Japan.
pick like a out of not out of I don't know what you could say. What's the category? Like Geo, and Po. That's
You know, I'm sure he's cooking up something with the Italians that are going to Turin, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does quite well. He's a very good player. He's top got internationals before.
that's so funny. Yeah, but I mean it's the same weekend, so it would make sense. Where is the person I was gonna pick?
You're picking the Audino the Audino Chandelier guy, right?
Yeah, it didn't. Of
I
course,
mean,
of
the
course.
Chandelure guy is a pretty good pick, but
That
I meant
guy.
a different Chandelure guy.
Wait, oh no, you were talking about Hirofumi, not Huyubari.
I was talking
Um,
about Shanny.
Shandy, yeah, Shandy is actually my go, dude.
Should he
And
qualify?
I think Shandy's in here.
Who's the clicker? Who's the
Yeah,
guy who
Shandy's
clicks
up
real fast?
I know, dude. The clicker is
Oh, wait, Alex,
Hero
your goat is
King.
here. Alex, 66 seed.
66 seed? Oh no, I don't want to know what 66
goat?
seed is gonna be. Oh yeah, Yuki Rotom. I do love Yuki. Yeah, I'm gonna grab Shandy. I was gonna grab Kim, because they always build some cool teams, but I think I'll go for Shandy. Then over to Turin. So I can't imagine there's Turin attendees in the chat. If you guys are, I would love to know how many people are attending this one. It was a special event. They're usually large. They'll have a decent no-show rate because they are free entry as well. So there are some people that just get it and then don't go. I do know a couple that are already doing exactly just that. Yeah, so this is going to be, I mean, just exactly what we saw this weekend in Indy, but over in Europe. So expect all of the best, most standard teams to do well because that's what they love over there. Arsal, who you got for Turin? Marco. All right. Yep. Marco Fierro's a good pick. Michael?
Gotta run my goat. He's the one who got me this team, so Donald.
Donald. I love it. About Japan Nats, is there a plan to do a watch stream this year? I guess I don't know what my weekend plans are. I could consider it. Could be fun.
Honestly, yeah. I'm kind of down if I'm
Right.
up, which
I'm gonna be it's probably Friday night and Saturday night, right? For us.
yeah.
Let's
Okay.
see.
I can maybe do Friday night. I don't know if I can do Saturday night. We'll try to do it.
Oh wait, if I click this, no, it's the Nico stream. I was gonna say, would it like, tell me the schedule? I think that might. It's probably converting to my local time, right?
It should, yeah.
Yeah.
So then it's around 6 for me. Start. So
Yeah,
games
it's
probably
pretty
are
reasonable.
on by like 7 or something. I don't know. Maybe they don't have as much lead time as we do, but they probably do. They probably have some lead time. Okay. Who was up? Nails, who do you got for turn?
Give me Luigi.
Luigi. So is that
Luigi is actually Roxanne.
Roxanne? Oh, I thought Roxanne was
He's-
Mario. I get him.
No, Roxanne's taller, so he's Luigi.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I should have mentioned it before when we started. Yeah, people are already doing it. Make sure to put yours in the chat. Your smart money picks as well. Adi, who you got?
He's undefeated in NPA, and we are actively prepping against him. So I got to go with Giso. He doesn't go to many events, but I think he's really strong.
Awesome. I actually talked with
Matteo
Giso.
Vecino.
I talked with Giso a bit, Adi, and I gotta say, bad pick. He does not seem ready. Just because I'm not, he's my friend. I'm just teasing. Based on what I'm seeing in DMs, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm just teasing. Just teasing. And funnily enough, I actually I'm gonna outsource mine. I DM'd Roxanne earlier. I was like, dude, we got 5 guests on this one. I know that my pick's gonna get taken or something along the line. Who should I pick? And so he told me to pick Ruben Gianzini. So I'm gonna grab Ruben.
Yeah.
And
Can he do it without Caloric Shadow?
that's actually exactly what he said. Sorry, I'm just putting our DMs on Twitch here, Roxanne, but it's funny. He said he's really good at Italy special events, but you got to see if it's just a Shadow Rider buff. And I was like, all right, I'm down. Sounds fun. Yeah, we're doing smart money for NAIC next week, of course. You think Fede could do it again? I actually think I went into Marco's Twitch chat as well. I was like, who should I smart money for this tournament? And he said Fede, because he said Fede was playing 60 games a day or something like that. And I think Fede was also in the chat and is like, he's lying. I've only played like 150 total since the game came out or something. It's like,
That's not true.
so yeah, it was funny. Anyways, that's going to be it for us this week. I don't think we'll do Calca's right just because there was already so much in this one. So thank you to all of our guests for being with us. Again, congrats to everybody.
And
Thank you very much.
we are going to not only have this
I'll see
on
you.
YouTube tomorrow, but also we have Nick's team report that's already out. Arsal is going to be on the channel real soon. I'm not exactly sure when, but we were also recorded a team report. And so we got a lot more content coming. It sounds like we might be doing a stream for Japan Nationals. And by the way, we are so close to Twitch partners. So if you aren't following us right now, make sure to follow. We'd love to hit that milestone as well.
And I should be doing a couple more streams this week and maybe next week leading into NOLA. I let it wind down because I wanted to lock in and prep for Indy, and I guess it worked out. But I also would love to be streaming more too. So we'll get back to it. All right, then we'll figure out who we're gonna throw a raid over to, and we'll be seeing you guys next week after watching these 2 awesome tournaments for the weekend. I'm excited. All right, y'all have a good night. Peace out, peeps.